Disclaimer. Fair Use Act. Education purpose use only. All rights, image, and music clips and other material belong to their prospective owner, and we do not claim ownership. Let's get started and spill tea off top. That's why y'all here to find out what happened to Kenneka Jenkins, and Trigger ain't keeping her name alive, right? So let's keep her name alive, because guess what? Can I get everybody's attention? This time I'm finna get your attention. Normally I start the live and talking too much and doing too much and stuff like that. This is different live. Let's get to it. Do y'all remember Miss Teresa didn't want to give the phone to the police when they asked for it in the early investigation? Thumb me up, y'all remember that. Thumb me up if y'all remember that when the police were asking Miss Teresa for the phone, she didn't even want to drop it off, right? I never knew why she won't even drop off the phone. I'm like, why you ain't drop off the phone? That's our time to see who had the phone, because we know Irene had it. She on the live video, you know. Y'all want to know why she didn't want to drop that phone off? It make her totally... Listen to this. Hold on, wait a minute. Can I go to this? Do y'all remember the white girl? The police act, the news reporter actually know. Do you know about that white girl? It's a video circulating around, and it's a video of her last moment, and you had contact with her, and they said a timestamp 1:30. 1:30. Can we all agree? Man, we saw this white girl here at one. Look, this at 1:12. 1:12. Look what she finna do. Look at her hand. This at 1:12. This how you finna connect Livernoir to the story. This is why Miss Teresa did not want the police get that phone. There you go. There you go. I'm gonna stop it right there. That's why Miss Teresa didn't even want to drop that phone now. Cause once you go back to the reports of Miss Teresa's statements, Miss Teresa said when they were asking her for that phone and pressuring her about that phone, it was like, we need that phone. She was like, nope, I ain't giving y'all that phone because y'all so corrupt. Cause keep this in mind, she got us thinking, yeah, Miss Teresa, they trying to get that phone and try to corrupt some things because they got something to do with it. Miss Teresa played the role. This finna go back to who? Family members. Hold up. Cause look, and that's why Livernoir the looking the way that she looking. Just said we solved this case at one something connected the mammy and the daughter together. Look at, as the FBI agent, look at the profile. They informants. And then look, you wanna know what else I found out? I actually found the Jenkins family. Y'all remember when I was like, man, I can't find none on Kenny Martin, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, why when I trace the Jenkins family back, it's coming back to Miss Teresa Martin? Everybody is a witness to that, right? Cause I'm digging, you know, I'm going live and stuff. I'm doing shit live, receipts, pulling shit up, right? Mm-hmm. Hold up. To make a long story short, this why she got her head down. You see this? This why she got her head down. Man, y'all like, share, and subscribe right now and let me, Teresa, know I'm finna bust a new asshole in her system. And I'm finna do it with head of a chick. Cause don't you know what this finna be about? This what the live finna be about. What happened to Kenneka? How she come up out the room? Now we finna see how she came out the room. Cause y'all know they on the fraudulent. Y'all remember the fraudulent credit card? Y'all know who booked the room for the fraud credit card, right? That girl and that gay dude. Guess what that girl and that gay dude gonna what? Hold on, what a white girl at? Right here. Do y'all remember when I was like hey Miss Teresa don't want to drop off the phone, but in the reports they said it's contacts in Kenneka's phone from people from out of town that was at the party. So look, this the reason why Miss Teresa hold out on the phone. This is why she didn't want to let the police to get to Kenneka's phone. Because of her and who her dude is. They from out of town. This, put it like this here. When Irene said room 926, they lured her to their room and they killed her. That's why they were trying to get her out that goddamn room when she was coming out that elevator, coughing like the camera's still on. So do I got your attention now? Do I got your attention now? If I got your attention now, right now, let's make this shit go viral. Cause guess who gonna make it go viral? Hell of a chick. Guess why Miss Teresa didn't want, I don't want y'all on the phone because I need the help, right? Hold up, gang. I mean, the people in here, 50, 23 lights. Man, we need the whole 50. I ain't gonna lie. Cause watch this. Let's go to Miss Teresa. This the only thing that we focus on, right? This the only thing we finna be focusing on. Why Miss Teresa didn't give that phone out? And this a text message that related to her sister. Keep that in mind. Miss Teresa don't want to give the phone up to the police department. But the last moment of her death, it linked back to the sister. And the sister denied it in world news. Public. And said, no, I have not talked. I know she left the house at 11:30. If I debunk that right now, thumb this video up and share it. Watch this.
One for hip hop and R&B. Good morning to you, Chicago. It's Kyle, Kendra G, Leon Rogers, and we have a guest here this morning, man. This is kind of a very important interview today. We want to introduce and we want to bring on the show today Kenneka Jenkins' mother, Miss Teresa Martin. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We know you're going through a difficult time, a tough time, and there's a lot of emotions and feelings and just a lot that you're dealing with at the moment. So up front, we just want to say thank you for taking the time to come join us and speak with us today.
Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
So for those who, I'm assuming everyone in Chicago knows the story of Kenneka Jenkins by now, but Kyle, just a little backstory. The 19-year-old girl who was...
Keep this in mind. This whole interview what the narrative is all about. Want some? Check this out. This the cover up. Remember what she said on the 911 call. Remember what the footage would show. At 1:56. This at 1:56. So we basically finna talk her and cover up for one something. For leaving Nora digital footprints back to her sister. And guess who was out in the elevators before they came out? Goddamn white chick. The white chick. Come on, what y'all say? What I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So let me fast forward this to this.
Was found frozen in a freezer in the Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel.
That's right.
So let's start there. Let's start the night that you got the phone call about your
Look at
daughter.
the sister.
Okay. I received a phone call, 4:34 in the morning,
That's at
from her
2:30.
friend stating to me that my daughter's missing. They can't find her. So I asked them, could they take their time, just have a little patience at first to see if they can find her.
This is why Miss Teresa didn't want to drop off the phone, because you see how little Nora is? If she had last contact with her sister, that's why the news reporter asked her, oh, did you see that video at one something? Ooh, wee. So this whole interview is at one something. Look what this video show at one something. Hold up. Everybody know the white chick right here. Right? Everybody see, if you watch this whole footage, you see why the news asked her about what. Yeah, we got a timestamp one song. Living Nora. It's a video circling around one song that is the actual death of your sister. But you was the last one that she contact at that same time. That just shows you how much the news know, right? So watch this. Look at her reaction. Now you got an answer. That's why Nora looking the way that she looking, because of one song. And that's the look that you will have if she last contacted you and you got the madman trying to lie for you. I swear to God, this shit finna make so much sense when it come to one song. Cause guess what one song when it come tied to? Then Friends K. We got the letter from Friends K. We got all the statements from one song. That's why Miss Teresa don't wanna drop the phone off to the police. This the reason why. Because of the white girl and what the front desk showed. Watch what you gonna see her doing at one song. Man, these so big facts. Look, watch this. This shit so cold. I'm finna go and let you hear it for yourself.
In the background, I hear one of the other friends stating,
This at one song.
she tired of waiting. She tired of this. She, getting a little rowdy. So I asked them to calm down and just bring my car to me.
Because your daughter had, because they were at the hotel for a party, and your daughter was the driver of the night.
Yes, my daughter was the driver.
So they had her keys at this moment.
They had her keys. And they never mentioned that they had a phone until after I got off the phone with one friend. I called her phone just to hear other friend.
She called the phone, and guess what time she would be calling the phone? Guess what time this lady would be calling the phone? Before she called Crown Plaza at Tucson. She called that phone an hour earlier because this is why Leonora got her head down. Because of this. It because of the white girl, cause what happened at one song? And guess who you could tie this white girl to? Matter of fact, since we talking about one song, remember when Irene, I went live at 1:36. If you go back to Leonora, right? She got 5 more other videos. And this going back to 2:30. You know, this go back to 2:40, 2:50. And you know, that's TY live video. But Irene got the 1 o'clock video to show her she's still in the room. But if you go to this to see the truth, you'll see why that girl, this white girl is right here. Hold on, y'all. Man, let's get shit. Can we get 50 likes right now? So look, I'm finna mute my microphone. Since we talking about one song, the whole purpose of this live is this what was going on at one song. This was in room 926. It was a setup. Cause when they was on the 11th floor, this the reason why she came to room 926, because of the white girl. And because of who she fucking with. The dude that she fucking with, he a pimp. And that's why you got them booking a card in his, look, put it like this here. I'm a pimp and I'm pimping these hoes. And I get these hoes, look bitch, here go my credit card. Go book these rooms, cause we finna set up Kenneka. And then when they set up Kenneka, when the murder comes down, when the police start investigating, he gonna say, oh man, I gotta commit a credit card fraud cause I didn't purchase these. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying now? If you see what I'm saying, now you finna see what's finna go on at 1 o'clock. Do y'all remember Butt Pack's video? Ooh wee. Reva TV finna get exposed. Butt Pack finna get exposed. Everybody finna get exposed because they want some, bruh. Think I'm lying? All right. Be prepared. Cause this what you finna see on the footage of this white girl. This why look. This why the YouTubers showing y'all this. Keep that in mind. This why the YouTubers showing y'all this. We know she got something involved and let's expose her. But let's just say I'm a psychic and I'm getting a reading. Look, it's showing you. This the reason why. Look who in the lobby with her at one something. This is why Miss Teresa said I needed help. Oh, let me stop it right there. Can I stop it right there? Hold up. Let me stop it right there and go to Miss Teresa. That's why Leonora got her head down. Because round about this same time, And did she last have contact with her sister? According to the cell phone. According to the footage, you see why. Watch this.
State to me that I have a phone too. So I asked him, I said, y'all, wait, hold on. You have my car keys and her cell phone? I knew something wasn't right.
Right. So, after that story, you obviously went to the hotel and began the search for your daughter. And the hotel at first.
Notice the question. Oh, since when that happened, that's when you arrive at the hotel. And guess what happened when you arrived at the hotel?
Wasn't as cooperative, correct?
No, they wasn't.
Okay.
From when me speaking with her friends, when the hotel, the friends stated to me that they
she had to catch herself. Let's see what happened there one time.
was looking for, because I asked them, to continuously look for it first.
Right.
And she said that they was making them leave. The hotel was,
They were
She should have never made that statement. They were making them leave when that lady asked you when you arrived at the hotel. When you arrive at the hotel, don't they go back to one song? Shit. Look how hell of a chick finna break this down. Y'all already know. Y'all been following me. I done called hell of a chick out. But I gotta give her props on this one. Cause this whole conversation finna be surrounded by this white girl and that dude that she fucked with. And when when the police asked Miss Teresa and said, I got Kenneka phone, and it was 2 contacts in her phone that came from out of town that were present at the party. She basically snitched. If I go to Beach Beauty, when they go to the incident report, then they said, look, Kenneka is a victim. It's a dude. It's a female that's 6 feet. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say none of this shit. Hold up. So let's get on track. Before I start this video, I want you to look at this image. I just want you to look at this image. You will see why they in the lobby. You will see why Miss Teresa, she gonna tell you in this interview, I didn't even trust the police. I didn't even want to give them no phone because I needed help. And all this circulate. This is why Miss Teresa gonna say this. Because of this scene. Watch.
Trying to kick him out.
Yes, they were going to kick him out that night.
And
because,
this is like about 4 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, before.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They was going to kick him out if they leave and call the police on them to arrest them.
Now, why were they threatening to do that? Just because they were being too rowdy, making too much noise?
No, because they stated to me that they told them that my daughter was missing. They can't find her.
And they felt like that was reason to kick everybody out?
Yes, obviously.
When was the friends that called you? When was their last time that they saw your daughter Kenneka alive? What's their last reaction and interaction with Kenneka?
Well, they stated to me it was 2, because I asked them how long she been missing, and they said it was 2 hours before they called me. I asked them why didn't they call me before. They said because one of the friends didn't want me to know that my daughter was missing. The one that left my house with Kenneka.
Right. Now, but did they say how she broke from the group? Like, how did she break away from the group?
Right.
Okay, it was like two different stories. First, that day that she came, she came up missing, they stated that they left her in the front lobby, which is on my 911 call.
Okay.
Because that's what they told me. Then later on that day in the afternoon, headed towards the evening, they stated to me they left her upstairs by the room door.
So they changed where they saw her last.
Yes.
But isn't there a point, if I recall correctly, when they released the videotapes, there was a point where she got out the elevator, but somebody was in the elevator? Am I recalling that wrong?
Those were, I think, the allegations of people saying that they were in the elevator, because there's been so many conspiracy.
Guess why she said the elevator when they was going down? Look who in the elevator. Don't they go back to one song? Don't they go back to one song? Who we see? One song. That's why they was on that. 'Cause guess what? Guess who room she coming out of? Look. Hi-yow. That's why Miss Teresa didn't want to drop the phone off. I'm finna stop talking. I'm showing y'all the white girl. Y'all remember Kate 420 was talking about Dorsey and all this old stuff in the beginning. Keep all that stuff in mind. This the reason why Miss Teresa didn't want to drop the phone off, because it finna link back to Living. That's when the family gonna have Kenneka phone and text messaging. Who? Not Samaya, not Monifa. Irene gonna have the phone texting Living at 1-something. At 1-something. And Irene on live. Texting on Kenneka phone. Yeah, man, we need all the lights we can get right now. Can we get that 100? How quick that we can get that 100 right now? Matter of fact, let me do it like this here. Since we's focused now, about 1 o'clock, watch how this interview finna hit different. Watch how this interview finna hit different, and now you finna see when I play Hell of a Chick video. Make a long story short, she mentioned the killer name. 'Cause guess what it gonna link back to? This white girl. Y'all remember check this out. For the real JFK community that been following me, do y'all remember New Jersey Connection? Y'all remember New Jersey Connection? And it's in the paperworks. Guess who it linked back to? The white chick. She ain't even white. She mixed with Mexican too. This shit finna get so serious, cause guess what? The dude that she messing with, you can link it, put it like this here. The dude that she messed with is related to the Martin family. Related to the Martin family, bruh. That's why Living was on the phone at 1-some contacting. Look. Bro! You see this? Why you can link the white girl? Check this out. I swear to God, I ain't even got to talk no more game. Ain't even the ops might come out on this one, try to throw everybody off what we talking about. But watch this. Let's do it. Play this video.
Theories when it comes to what happened with your daughter, Kenneka.
So we didn't see anybody in the elevator with her.
No, not in the videos, not that I saw.
My bad, gang. I was on mute. My bad, gang. I was on mute. Let me redo this. Since I already spilled tea, y'all know what time this is. Now y'all already know why Miss Teresa looking crazy on this radio station trying to cover up for what happened at one song, cause Leonora was in contact with this white chick that can link back to a family member, cause this a family member that's fucking with the white girl. Man, let's get to 70 likes right now. Cause guess what we finna do? Listen to what I say. This for the people that ain't been keeping up. I gotta update you. This is the reason why you finna see the white girl in the lobby with them. This is why you finna see this at one song. Cause Irene wants y'all to believe they were going live at one song. You know what I'm saying? And this will be going on at 156. If you listen to Irene live video, you will see why Irene will be in a totally different room on the 9th floor instead of on the 11th floor. That's the difference. Because if I go back to Miss Teresa call, Miss Teresa never said nothing about the 9th floor. She always mentioned the 11th floor. She never said nothing about the 9th floor. Cause when it comes to the 9th floor, look where they all coming from with the white chick, with Kenneka relative, when her sister contacting me people on the phone. Hi y'all. That's why they brought her out the room 926 and left her there. And that's why Man and them had to come and pick her up, because they got scared. Do this make sense now? You see it on the footage? And I said knock 2 hours off this. So look, Keep that in mind. I'm finna play this report. Matter of fact, let me play this.
Referencing Tony's phone number, I was asking about if there's maintenance.
I think it's the 3rd of June.
So look, the whole credit card theory, look at this here. The credit card theory, you want to know how they booked room 926? Because it was a credit card. It was never a fraud. It was the family member booked the room to set her up in, and when they got caught and went viral, they treated his card like it was a theft. You see what I'm saying? They treated it like it was a theft. So when you see the girl booked the room with his credit card, she booked the room with the family credit card, cause he a pimp. Look, yeah, bitch, book this room. Just imagine this, yeah, here go my card. Book everything you need. You see what I'm saying? Put it like this: if it's a setup, this how they booked the room, and he gave her his card. He got money. You see what I'm saying? So what the police did was like, damn, we don't need no smart people on the footage, so let's screw the timestamp up and let's say this a credit card fraud. But watch how many times they finna be. If Kenneka was found in the freezer on the 10th, why you still got charges on the car from 12, the 13th, the 14th, Doubletree, getting food, link it back to the family members. Watch this game.
Did you guys see anything different? No, we didn't see anything with that. No.
Okay.
But again, so many conspiracy theories were being thrown out there.
Right.
So now, okay, so you're at the hotel, you find her. So when do they actually, from when you get to the hotel, when does the hotel finally find your daughter in the freezer?
Well, once I arrive, they finally found her after the 3rd time of us coming in, me and my family coming up to the hotel begging for help from the hotel, pleading with them, and also Rosemont Police Department.
So it was like hours. Like, was it like 36 hours?
Yes, it was like 36 hours.
I have a question about why, if somebody says that their daughter is missing in their hotel, why wouldn't they be willing to help? Did they give you a reason as to, we're not concerned, she'll just show up, she's probably okay, and they just blew it off? Did they have a reason for why they're not willing to help at that point?
Well, they stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel, Crown Plaza, and manager at the time. That's a police matter.
Oh, it was a police matter.
And the police probably say a person has to be missing for 48 hours in order for you to file an official report.
24.
24 hours. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, it's more than 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
So when did they finally go look through the tapes to realize, okay, she really was at this hotel? So I guess I'm trying to figure out, how did they discover her in the freezer?
Okay, when my daughter went up there.
Your other daughter?
Yes, my other daughter, Lenore.
Okay.
When she went up to the hotel, when I came, after me returning back home, she headed out the door as I was coming in, her and 2 of her friends. And when they got up to the hotel, they asked, the person at the front desk if they can look on the cameras and see once again, if they see, if Kenneka was there.
Why she stuttering? Because of this. Because of this. Look what this footage show at one time. Look what this footage show at one time. Look what this footage show. It's all surrounding that white girl and the family members that's connected to the white girl, and that's why they got Monifa, Bree, Nip involved. And look how the white girl just sneak up. You see what I'm saying? So when it come back to the paperwork, listen to this.
2020. And I've been doing a little research on this credit card that was used to secure the room at the Crown Plaza. And I just wanted to give you an example of some of the things that I've found here on these documents that are part of the file, which are contained in the death investigation file on the Village of Rosemont's website. And this is obviously in regards to the credit card that was used. And I just have such a hard time. I've circled.
Now, do y'all see how it go back to New York? When it go back to New York, please listen to this information, because that's why Miss Teresa lying, bro. That's why she lying. And you got her in the lie because of this. Because when it comes to the credit card fraud, it go back to her. And her nigga that was there. And her nigga is related to the Martin family, bruh. That's why they made it look like a credit card fraud. If you look at all the money that this man was spending, why is he spending all this money in the same location where he the family was raised up in? Check it out. The credit card fraud linked back to her, and that's why the murder went down in one song. See that? That's why it went down in one song. This when they were getting her out the room, 9:26. Remember when they said how she left her hair out there, her head? Who she in the lobby with? Right here. Watch this.
Yeah.
Right.
And they stated to her also as well that it was a police matter. So she calls 911 as well. And the police suggested that and told her that he couldn't leave and come up to the hotel to meet her. She would have to come down to the police station. Once she came, got to the police station and made the report, the missing person report, the only reason that Crown Plaza Police Department came back up to the hotel, not because of my daughter was missing, not because of the missing person report, was because Lenore forgot to put her signature on the missing person report paper.
Right.
And y'all finna understand all of this when I share a hell of a chick video. Cause I want y'all to hear this whole interview when they go back to this.
So
This is the Rosemont Police.
yes,
correct?
the Rosemont Police
Right?
Department. So once he got there, and he had called and asked her where was she. She stated that she's back up at the hotel. She's telling her.
That's why the police is heavily connected to Livernois because of this. If they know Livernois and all of this on the footage, I'd be looking like that too if I were guilty. You see what I'm saying? Now you know what she would be guilty of, and her mammy, that's why she never spoke. That's why her mammy speaking up for her. Check it out.
Person at the front desk at the hotel that now she has a missing person report number. She stated, could they look at the cameras and they still deny her, to see if her sister was missing. She asked the police, the Rosemont police officer, if he can give her a copy of the police report. He stated to her it'll take all day, he can't give her a copy, so she asked him could she have the number to the missing person report. So upon his arrival, Lenore asked him, could you please look at the cameras, the security cameras, to see if they see Kenneka. Right. And he finally agreed he would. He went into the security office, from my understanding.
And this is the officer that we're talking about
right now? Yes, the officer that made out the missing person report.
Okay.
Lenore stated to me that he went in there like 5 minutes, came back out, and stated that on the first missing person report, that he searched front and back, and he did not see Kenneka entering or exiting the building.
So that means she wasn't there, according to them?
According to them, she wasn't there.
Okay. So who found Kenneka in the freezer? And did they find her just by accident, or did they find her because they were looking at the videos?
Okay, well, when we was there, the Rosemont Police Department stated that they're the ones that found.
Let me just skip this to when she talk about the cell phone, what we got her on.
Kenneka.
They brought you to see Kenneka.
To inform me, and after I made this live video, I re-entered the hotel, and I asked him. He stated, no, with a very rude attitude, no, you cannot see her. It's against our procedures, our policy. You can't see her. So I asked him, with the card that the leading detective gave me, is it possible that he can write his name on the back of the card? He stated yes. After he stated yes, I said, and as well as your badge number. And I hear him whisper to the detective, badge number. So then he said, as everybody getting ready to round up to go, he said, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna speak with the coroners and see what they can do. So here we go, hours later. 5 hours, maybe a little bit more, but rounding it off, 5 hours later. Wow. This is the crime scene. Went on with my daughter. Right. They had removed her from. Kenneka was no signs, I believe, different.
Because the pictures came out. Before that, though, the video came out. So when we saw the video of her trying to find her way throughout the hotel, what did you think about the videos?
That she was wandering in the hotel and she needed help.
Uh-oh. Do I need to go to the 911 call?
She was here because I just found the ticket where they entered this hotel. It was at 1:36 p.m.
Oh, check this out. What be going on round about this time? Now listen to this.
Hold on, this is not her ticket because this was on the 6th. My daughter wasn't here on the 6th.
Okay, and real quick, I'm just going to see if maybe I'm going to see if maybe she was here at all. What's your daughter's name?
Her name is Kenneka Jenkins.
All right, and could you spell her?
The room wasn't registering her name.
That's why she said the room wasn't registered in her name. But guess whose room name that was registered in? Y'all remember when Irene said, yeah, we book a room at 926. Irene name wasn't on room 926. Guess who room name was in? You can link it back to them. God damn it. You can link it back to Miss Teresa because of the white chick. Because of the white chick. If Kenneka knows so much about a murder and setups, now you see why family member will have his baby mama. And y'all remember when she went to the restaurant? Man, this shit crazy. Hold up. Man, we need 100 likes right now to listen to this shit.
And you know, she at a hotel, a 5-star hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was surveillance. Just like
You know.
on each floor, they might not have cameras all through the hotel, but entering and exiting the elevator, there are cameras.
On every floor. She should have never said that without her turning. Don't say that, Miss Teresa 11th floor, because now the public gonna wonder, we need those videos, and they could subpoena those videos. The public could subpoena those videos. Watch this. Hold up.
But it is her on the camera because, like I said, so many conspiracy theories. Some people said that's not even her on the video. You do believe it was your daughter on the video?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe they're saying that in one part of the video when she's walking towards the refrigerator, that's her last time being shown on videotape? So do you believe she could have just literally walked in there and got locked into the freezer, and what they're saying to be true is she got locked into the freezer and she died because of the coldness? Do you think that could be true?
Well, see, we wouldn't even be sitting here today to guess it. It was the camera. As we went in there, if you could look at the video, me and my daughter, which is some of the parts what we did, as we went in.
Let me just bust Miss Teresa up right quick. Since we talking about this white chick, let's watch Hell of a Chick break it down, and you finna see why she made this statement here.
The misspellings. And I also went over them in the video as well.
Watch this, gang. Check this out. And we finna talk about the same timestamp. The same timestamp at one song that leading up to two. That leading up to two. Hold up. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I gotta keep I gotta keep going down. Right over here. The credit card theory. All right. Let's go to this shit. Cause y'all see how long these videos are? This video is 44 minutes, 31 minutes, and this video an hour long. In this video, all these videos finna tell y'all. That's why Miss Teresa lied. Cause you could trace the credit card back to her. It's gonna go back to Leonora and the family, and that's why the police. Oh, wait a minute, what? Oh, here we go. That's why the police, like right here.
At 10:33 a.m. STDA.
So look.
Last page.
So everything what Miss Teresa said in this interview, watch how Hell of a Chick finna bust Miss Teresa up. I could play this whole interview. I ain't got to say no more. Y'all interested of what happened in one song? Thumb me up and say Trey Gang play that video. And once I play this video, I'm finna play all the videos that's relating to one song. All the videos finna relate back to this. Cause she finna name the killer. She finna name the killer, bro. If you want justice for Kenneka, you gotta respect that paperwork. I tell you what, look at it like this here. You'll never know her role until you piece it all together, and you will see why damn hell of a chick really bust her ass up. Cause all her content finna go back to her and the dude that's gonna link back to Kenneka, that's family members in New Jersey, and you finna link this shit back to New York. Straight drop everybody, bruh. Everybody. This how Kenneka got in room 926.
Just first, but we'll fix that up. So the first file is, of course, the picture. I'll leave it up for those that just want to see it. And that's the first file in the list. All right, on to the next one. Okay, this, that's not how you write.
Here go the credit card info that you can trace back to Kenneka family, right? And then look, y'all see, she finna explain why Leonora's signature is not on the paperwork. Cause I remind when Miss Reese about, yeah, Leonora forgot to put her signature. That's the reason why they came up there with the police department and all that old shit, throwing everybody off, right? And then it's finna go back to this. Once it go back to this, y'all remember this name right here? This is all the people that were working at the front desk trying to make the credit card go through for the family member. To set the girl up. To set the girl up, bruh. So when I'm basically saying, you finna link back to the hotel, cause this the hotel staff. If you look at the timestamp, cause look, if you go back to the timestamp, you basically see the killer on the video. You will see him in the lobby. You will see multiple people in the lobby. Why this going down, Jack? Watch this.
Was first.
Stop
Because if you're reading email, race unknown, and then they have a date of birth that they blacked out, although I can clearly see the date of birth on the paper. All right, and the response they got, it shows her name, female, date of birth 5/27/98. And it looks like they've returned the Illinois driver's license. Illinois 01699N1. And it says, no NCIC wanted name, Kenneka L. Jenkins, date of birth, sex female. It says message, key, QW searches, wanted person, file,
let me just skip this part.
felony records.
That's just gonna go back to her school record.
Hair
It's gonna get to the nitty gritty though.
Deeds. I can't make it any bigger without screenshotting it. It's from 09/09/17 at 13/16. And it says Kenneka L. Jenkins, black female, date of birth 527.98. 5'7", 135, black and brown on the hair. Last seen wearing ripped blue jean jacket, blue jeans, gray Jordan shoes, and has white long fingernails. And then it has a contact number, which is quite possibly the Rosemont Police Department. And then it says 090917. And then the last part says Rosemont Police Department. 1316 090917. Okay. Okay. This is the missing person documentation form. All right. It says Rosemont Public Safety Department missing person documentation form. And it's got the case number at the top, and the categories for the missing person are endangered, involuntary, mentally or physically or disabled, catastrophe victim, or juvenile. And they've marked involuntary. Okay. Then the paragraph says, I understand that I am requesting, and then it has Kenneka Jenkins wrote in there, to be entered into leads. That's law enforcement. What does that A stand for? Data system. Hold on. I won't be able to do it without it. Lord, I really messed that one up. Law enforcement automated data system. Can't believe I missed the A. And NCIC. Sorry. That's National Crime Information Center. So, Kenneka Jenkins to be entered into leads and NCIC and take full responsibility for such action. If he/she returns home, I will notify the police department to cancel the message, and if I fail to do so, I will take full responsibility for any action from such failure to notify. I also
think Leonora would say she'll take full reaction on it, and her name is on the missing person report. This why she was the last one with her sister and had contact with her, and look who she in the lobby with. Oh, cause when Living Up said we got 5 more of the video, she had to say that to protect her family member and his baby mama. Now, don't that make sense now? Why the news say, yeah, it's a video on Facebook, Leonora, girl with a white tee on and all that, link back to her family members, bruh. That link back to the family members. I done watched this footage so many times, bruh. I never thought it was that deep. I was like, that's why this white girl all around this jump with them. And once you look at the footage, that's why Andrew Holmes want to say, yeah, this is why Andrew Holmes came into play. You want to know why Andrew Holmes came into play? Because of Sona Jenkins. She a trustee for Chicago board. And Andrew Holmes trustees in Chicago, and they all be talking about how the violence is and the budget cuts. They the reason why it's a budget cut and the crime being high, cause they look at it like this. That's the reason why you couldn't find nothing on the Kenneka Jenkins family, cause they murders and they trustees. They the governments, bruh. They actually run Chicago. You see what I'm saying? So look at it like this here. Now you see why the higher ups would be involved. If you got family members in the higher up and breeding with other races that's in the higher ups and mixed breeding now here, this is what you get. Let's get 100 likes right now, guys. And look this name up right now. You can split phone your phone. If you on your phone or your tablet, look up Sonya Bell Jenkins. Matter of fact, look, this Kenny Martin. This is why I couldn't find Kenny. This is why I couldn't find Kenny, because I'm typing in Kenny Martin, and I should have been typing in Kenny Jenkins. Now you see what's going on. 6 bedroom, 4 bath, apartment. Boom. This her address. Miss Teresa's address. Look at everybody that's staying there, bruh. Bruh. Hold up. Watch this about the missing person report.
You know, and I looked in her face. She had a disgusted look on her face. That's an angry look.
Do you believe they're saying that in one part of the video when she's walking towards the refrigerator, that's her last time being shown on videotape? So do you believe she could have just literally walked in there and got locked into the freezer, and what they're saying to be true is she got locked into the freezer and she died because of the coldness? Could that, do you think that could be true?
Well, see, we wouldn't even be sitting here today to guess it. It was the camera. As we went in there, if you could look at the video, me and my daughter, which is some of the parts what we did, as we went in there, I'm looking at my daughter, you know, and I looked in her face. She had a disgusted look on her face. That's an angry look, like, or somebody.
Right after the murder. Now you see why Chosen King said that was there during the murder. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Agitating her, you know, this type of look. So I'm looking, and then I asked them, I said, can I see the freezer? Because I work in the cafeteria. So you can't tell me that she walked in this freezer and couldn't get out, you know, because of our freezers. And not only that, me working within the CPS, you know, cafeterias, you know, before, every freezer has a release button or some type of handle, whereas you can't get locked in this freezer unless you've been locked on the outside. You know, you get locked in from the outside.
Which would have taken, obviously, somebody else to do purposely.
To do it, right.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
what you're saying.
Yes.
There's no way she could lock herself in by herself.
Now keep this in mind, this dude right here, I done traced back to Barry's man. They a big fan of him because he a comedian and they go to all his shows. That's why Miss Teresa was in the phone talking about, y'all want to go to the show tonight? What?
Exactly. So once entering, and I see the freezer. Now the leading detective stated to me, she just walked in the freezer. Mm-hmm. This is before I told him I worked within the cafeteria.
Right.
She walked in the freezer, and when she walked in the freezer, she walked in. He never mentioned it was a double freezer. Walked in the freezer, closed the door behind herself, and just froze to death.
Right.
So, you know, I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I said, so she couldn't get out? He said, no, she couldn't get out. Because once you locked in, you locked in.
Right. But he doesn't know what you know about freezers at that time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Did you go into the actual freezer that your daughter was in? Did you like try to see what your like the theory?
I'm gonna skip this part. I just want to get to the missing person report. That's all I want to get to. So once he go back to the missing person report, now you finna see why she was lying about the missing person report that Liv North forgot to put her name on the signature. And think about what Trey Gang showed y'all when Leonora was in the lobby. Right at this time, this supposed to be going on, but if you watch the footage, you see the assistant beverage manager in the kitchen on the lower level talking to a chef round about this time. Yeah, that's all on the footage. This is why this missing person finna look for the Payan game. Watch how she finna mention this missing person report and watch how, damn it, hell of a chick finna bust her ass up.
Out of it if you're in that particular freezer.
Okay,
17 at
well, I'll
10:30.
tell you like this. We wasn't never to actually go inside their freezer, but they had both of the doors open. I asked him when I first went back there, so you're saying it's a double freezer? He said yes, but on our way back there, if you can see in the video, I'm pointing my finger. I'm looking for cameras. Dark, as if we was gonna get arrested. Made in the triangle. I say there shouldn't have been no.
Now, as far as what it is that you want to see, you know, they've. Are you trying to get?
They happen with no professionals.
Closed, and that stuff wasn't even.
Or whatever, you know, and my attorney as well. Attorney.
We're going to phone thing.
Assistance.
And so Rosemont turned that down, correct? They didn't want to have anything to do with the FBI coming in
Allegedly.
on the.
Hold on, let me remind
Yeah,
you.
reopen the case. What is it that you want to do?
Yes, I would love for the
Hold on.
as they say you couldn't see, but it was lightning in the freezer. And only thing we saw on the floor was a big piece of ice made in a triangle. You know, like, you know, and I'm like, okay. I said, so I that's when I stated, I work in the cafeteria. I've been working there for 7 years. I say, there shouldn't have been no way that she shouldn't have been able to get out these doors. I thought you told me, and I asked the detective, you said that she couldn't get out. How is that when is, you know, release buttons on each one of these doors? And he just shook his head, you know.
He doesn't understand.
So, where are you now as far as what it is that you want to see? You know, they've closed the case officially. I know that you guys are not happy about that and you want to continue the investigation. So what do you want to see happen? Where do you see this going from here? Are you trying to get more people to come in and reopen the case? What is it that you want to do?
Yes, I would love for the FBI to come in. The reason why I said that, they stated it was a natural cause before any medical examiner or anything. So the Rosemont Police Department knew this would happen with no professionals. You know, they said it wasn't no sexual harassment or any, I mean, you know, assaults
Right,
or
she hadn't
whatever.
been assaulted sexually.
Right.
Exactly. You know, but how is that? From looking at the pictures, obviously you'll see that it was something going on. At least, you know, with that, if you would have just saw it without being a professional doctor or whatever, examiner or whatever, first thought would have been them being professional cops. Hey, it's something had to go on. And then to come to find out, after all that, at the closing meeting, my daughter asked them, did you all take fingerprints? And they said no. Why not?
Right.
Why not?
Dust the body, right?
You know what I'm saying? Because I work in the cafeteria one.
This why. This is why. Don't that make sense now? That's why they didn't took fingerprints. And guess who the fingerprints gonna lead back up to? That's why she could be all on the radio saying like, why y'all ain't take no fingerprint and make hell about it? Cause she know why they didn't took fingerprint, cause they gonna link back to their family and what they got going on. But let's go to this missing person report, cause y'all need to hear this shit about the missing person report.
Once as I mentioned, and in the cafeteria, you got to clean up behind yourself.
Yeah.
That's sanitation, you know.
Reached out for assistance.
And so Rosemont turned that down, correct? Second, why was this freezer even still in conversations?
Of murders, you know, deaths or whatever. And come up there, come back to the Rosemont Police Department to come up there, and I was not going by myself because I knew I needed some help.
That's why she said she needed some help because of that phone. Let's go back to this question.
And then at the meeting, the sergeant said they'd had numerous of murders, deaths or whatever, however he named it. Don't quote me. He said, but this is the first time we ever had to deal with an attorney. And rolled his eyes at me like, how could you be mad at me when I'm the one who's taking the loss? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where do you...
Like you was doing something.
Exactly.
Right. If nothing else, people should have been treating you with compassion.
Exactly.
If nothing else.
And with the cell phone, they did ask me twice for her phone. And you know why? I was afraid to go back up there because the next day I asked the detective when he called my phone and when he was asking me about her phone and to come up there, come back to the Rosemont Police Department to come up there, and I was not going by myself because I knew I needed some help.
She said she knew that she needed some help, right? Oh, because of this. Do they hit different now? Yeah, they hit totally different because of the timestamp. Why would Miss Teresa would not give the police the phone and she want to be a grieving mother and say, what happened to my daughter, and call these people bastards? But on the 911 call, guess what if you look at this image, listen to the 911 call.
She came with some friends here.
No, and yeah, I just want to verify. I'm about to say I actually just came in myself. Probably been on shift for about 45 minutes, so I just want to make sure that maybe she didn't get arrested and sent on her. You know what I mean? I just want to double check everything. But
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. But it doesn't look like we had any run-ins with her last night at all. Do you think it's possible maybe she went to one of her friends' houses, or she's probably?
No, actually, because she had my car. She was driving my car. She know I don't like nobody to drive my car because my insurance will not pay for no one besides her. And her friends kept calling my phone. I told them to stay out here. They stayed out here they called me like about 3-something in the morning. I was laying in the bed. I just had breast surgery. I fought.
3-something in the morning gonna be at 1-something in the morning. Hi, y'all. Let's get that understood. This at 1-something in the morning. Watch this. This at 1-something in the morning. Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
The hotel offered to pay.
I was afraid to go back up there because the next day I asked the detective when he called my phone and when he was asking me about her phone and to come up there, come back to the Rosemont Police Department to come up there, and I was not going by myself because I knew I needed some help.
What? How would you need some help and they answer for your phone and saw your daughter murdered? I see why. Look what the video showed. Boom. Look what the footage showed. And one song connected to all family members. And then you get this.
Breast cancer. So I'm, sedated off medication early. And they telling me she out here. So once I rejuvenated, to strengthen myself enough to get up and drive out here to look for once they brought me my car, I came right out here.
She said she even drive out there before they even brought her car. Y'all remember Miss Teresa got a truck, an SUV. The Kenneka was driving in the car. A white car. You've never seen Miss Teresa driving in a white car. You seen her drive in the SUV. So she basically telling y'all, I came out here. Boom, boom, boom.
And I came to the hotel and I showed them a picture of her and I asked them if they see it. And there was a lady in the lobby.
Said what?
And she heard me asking at the front desk and she said it was music. She did hear music. She called the one downstairs to report the room and come to find out it was the people next door. And when we knocked on the door, that person said that she did see my daughter downstairs with, it was like 4 of them, and it was 4 of them. And she said my daughter, she was with 3 of her friends, but her 3 friends said, which then, these kids won't tell the truth. They said that they went upstairs to get her cell phone.
Don't they go back to this? Don't they go back to this? Y'all. Now watch this. Let's go to the missing person report.
The hotel offered to pay for Kenneka's funeral. Did you accept their offer?
Oh, it's not right.
To when the videos were.
Okay, first of all, Andrew Holmes just popped up from nowhere. He stated to me, I asked him when he called my phone, who gave you my number? Who is you?
The reason why Andrew Holmes know Miss Teresa, because y'all know Andrew Holmes is a trustee in Dalton, Illinois. Miss Teresa came, well, not Miss Teresa came for, but Kenneka family on the Jenkins side, they the trustees, they running for mayor, they the government, bruh. They the government. That's how Andrew Holmes was able to call her phone because he know who she is. He be... Look.
You. He stated that he was somebody because I'm asking for help. So I'm figuring, you know, he coming to help me. And
so Miss Teresa threw everybody, check this out. Chicago know what's going on with Andrew Holmes and Miss Teresa family members. They already know their history. We don't. We from out of town, bro. Everybody from Florida, goddamn it, Texas, Chicago. I mean, not Chicago, but California, Ohio, all this shit. We don't know none of this shit. We don't know her family member. Check this out. You look up, I found the Jenkins family, bruh. When I found the Jenkins family, I found it through her. 56. That's why they had to cancel the court. Y'all remember when she first filed the lawsuit, go back to Dorothy Brown? They go back to Miss Teresa family. That's why King Rob would threaten Miss Teresa. Like, yeah, bitch, you got the package deal. Your lawyer and the judge finna get the same package we got. That is satanic stuff because they Freemasons and Illuminati. They controlling shit, bruh. You see what I'm saying? So look, let me get to this missing person report. Soon as she mentioned about that missing person report, I'ma let Hell of a Chick have the show. Cause it's finna link back to her family member to this white broad. And then, don't y'all know, they got their statements, and they was in room 930. And this all booked with his crop. Look, don't y'all know all those rooms they booked on the main floor? It come from her dude. So she got to be a hoe. He a pimp. And so the hoe to book the room while he stay out of the room. Watch this, guy. Check this out. I'm gonna let Miss Teresa talk.
he stated to me that he was from Chicago Police Department. He's a special investigator, and he's gonna get me answers. So,
special investigator.
yeah, that's what he stated to me.
So you were misled?
Yes, I was misled.
Okay.
From the beginning.
From the beginning. So
Do you have any communication with him now or no?
No.
That to you, and you were okay if they got money to take care of the
Direct contact with them, or if you
Cannot see her. It's against our procedures, our policy. You can't made out the
Right.
missing person report.
Okay.
Go to missing person report, gang.
Paper.
Right.
So
This is the Rosemont.
Hold on, here we go, gang. I'm glad I rewinded. Boy, when I find out, watch how God from the word when I say, man, look, watch how that missing person report finna come up.
How did they discover her in the freezer?
Okay, when my daughter went up there,
Your other daughter?
yes, my other daughter, Lenore,
Okay.
when she went up to the hotel, when I came, you know, after me returning back home, she headed out the door as I was coming in, her and two of her friends. And when they got up to the hotel, they asked, you know, the person at the front desk if they can look on the cameras and see once again, if they see, you know, if Kenneka was there.
Right.
And they stated to her also as well that it was a police matter.
Police matter.
So she calls 911 as well. And the police
Oh, she said Leonora called 911 to do what?
suggested that and told her that he couldn't leave and come up to the hotel to meet her. She would have to come down to the police station. Once she came, you know, got to the police station and made the report, the missing person report, the only reason that Crown Plaza Police Department came back up to the hotel, not because of my daughter was missing, not because of the missing person report.
Not because of the missing person report, not because of her daughter was missing. Well, guess what?
Was because Lenore forgot to put her signature on the missing person report.
Have the chick take it away.
It's from 09/09/17 at 13:16. And it says Kenneka L. Jenkins, black female, date of birth 5/27/98, 5'7", 135, black and brown on the hair. Last seen wearing ripped blue jean jacket, blue jeans, gray Jordan shoes, and has white long fingernails. And then it has a contact number, which is quite possibly the Rosemont Police Department. And then it says 09/09/17. And then the last part says Rosemont Police Department. 13/16 09/09/17. Alright. It says Rosemont Public Safety Department missing person documentation form. And it's got the case number at the top. And the categories for the missing person are endangered, involuntary, mentally or physically or disabled, catastrophe victim, or juvenile. And they've marked involuntary. Okay. Then the paragraph says, I understand that I am requesting, and then it has Kenneka Jenkins wrote in there, to be entered into leads. That's law enforcement. What does that A stand for? Data system. Hold on. I won't be able to do it without it. Lord, I really messed that one up. Law enforcement automated data system. Can't believe I missed the A. And NCIC. Sorry. That's National Crime Information Center. So, Kenneka Jenkins to be entered into leads and NCIC and take full responsibility for such action. If he/she returns home, I will notify the police department to cancel the message, and if I fail to do so, I will take full responsibility for any action from such failure to notify. I also take full responsibility for transportation if the person is located. And then it's got complainant signature, which would be Lenore. Relationship to missing person, she wrote sister. And then it's got a place for her to write the address and her to write her telephone numbers, plural. And then it has a place for officer signature, and he's put his badge number 1422, and the date is 9/9/17 at 1600 hours. So that's 4 o'clock. This is the same form, if you remember, that Lenore was speaking to in the video that I had up, or have up presently, where she's talking to Chief Mackey, and he's talking about this because she asked him why did they come over there for a signature at the hotel? And he goes into this big spiel on that this is a contract, blah, 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 blah. Well, let's just read what it is that Lenore is responsible for, okay, from signing this. She's taken full responsibility for Kenneka being entered into Leeds and NCIC. And it's her responsibility now to notify the Rosemont Police Department to cancel this should Kenneka show up at this point. But if she fails to do that, it's on her. Anything that comes about because that she failed to do this. And if they were to find Kenneka somewhere, it's her responsibility after she signed this form to arrange.
Don't that sound like when the police were like, look, in the near future, if the case gets solved, you're going to take responsibility because you were the last one that contacted your sister at one time. Hi, y'all. Ain't got to say no more.
For transportation to get her back. And I'm sure this is a fairly standard document for law enforcement. But it's weird all the way around. And another thing that's strange about it is considering the spaces, the very few blanks that Lenore had to fill out that day. How in the world did she miss that signature box? How did she miss that? Because when they talk about supposedly Lenore didn't sign this statement, okay? Well, this is the form they're talking about. So I'm so confused. I'd like to know if this is really the paper that she forgot to sign, because I don't see how in the world you could possibly miss that. Or if it's another form that maybe they showed Lenore. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying it's all just a little suspect to me. Because it's the very first line. So how could you miss that? Alright, so if you want to screenshot that, you can go right ahead and do so. And we'll be on to the next one. Oddly enough, the next one is this document. The same exact document. Everything on it is the same. That's what's so strange about it. I had to go back and look at it again. This one looks lighter in color than the other one. So it definitely makes me wonder what happened with this form. We'll never know, but it's very strange. Alright, on to the next document. Okay, this is the same document that was scanned in earlier. Nothing is different on here. Same times, same everything. So I'm not sure why this is scanned in twice, but it is. Alright, on to the next one. Okay, the next document was actually at page 2 of this document. So I went past it and got the page 1. So this, it's marked through, but at first it said, and I'll pull it up bigger so that you can see it. Lock interrogation.
So when you hear about the log interrogation, look at it like this here. This is why you already see the white girl. Because of this log interrogation. Do this make sense? If Miss Teresa's family set her family members up, the family set Kenneka up, even the Jenkins set her up, and you got the family members booking the room, and he got his girl or one of his hoes or his baby mama doing the work. Right? And when Irene said, yeah, room 926, that's when they went to room 926 and did the girl. That's what Mr. Teresa didn't want nobody to figure out the timestamp. So look, at one sum, they had to get her out the room at one sum. This where the pool finna come in at. This what Frank's cave finna come in at. This the reason why he sent me the letter. I read these reports all the time. Y'all want to know why I never just, you know what I'm saying, just keep bringing this paperwork up? Because I'm stuck on the footage and the timestamp. When I went live and Hell of a Chick video started recommending me, I said, let me watch this shit. Because I know Hell of a Chick do be putting, she gonna go back to the paperwork, timestamp, all of that, right? So boom, I said, damn it. So the whole time, that's why they left her on the 9th floor. If Monifa brought her out the room on the 9th floor, and let's say they got scared. They got so scared and left her there, and the other family members had to pick her up from the 9th floor to take her. And ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, man. So the credit card finna go back to this white girl. Watch this.
And that's not what this is. So then they had to rewrite it. Credit card info. And it's from the Crown Plaza, Chicago O'Hare. User activity log. Okay.
Oh, now look.
You have to go from
take you to show you. Look, on September 7th, boom. Now look, this is credit card. This is the credit card. Look at the trail. You was already in town swiping the card. That's why you don't have no surveillance footage when he's swiping the card. Don't y'all know the same person that's the credit? Look, check this out. This the crazy part about it. The same person that talking about he was a victim of the credit card fraud. It's the same one that was in town swiping the card. So all of this finna basically tell you, oh, that's when they were trying to swipe the card and get the room. Look, all this finna show you when they would get the room, because the original room supposed to be on 227 till they, you know what I'm saying, we're like, nah, we're gonna change to room 926. So that's what that's all about on the 7th, right? So boom. Once you go to this, boy, they really finna get hostile now. Now they really finna get hostile now. Hold on. Where is that? Not this one. This what I'm playing right now. I don't need that one. I need where is it? Ooh, right here. This it.
Enters the kitchen area.
Hold on. Yeah, this it.
9/10/2017 at
But you
0024
got to
hours.
understand that
Same
to get to this. Back to the credit card fraud.
Interesting.
So now look, boom, here we go back to the credit card fraud, right? Hold on. Here we go right here, gang.
$709.34. That's just the two hotels added together. It's $709. Then it has some information, and it says wanted, armed and dangerous. Verify driver and vehicle, possible hit. So there must be a, hold on. So in 2017, a standard plate had two alphas followed by 5 numerics. And there's a website that you can use to run license plates, and I've checked a couple of these to see.
Paper.
Right.
So
This is the Rosemont Police.
yes,
correct?
the Rosemont Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
So once he got there, and he had called and asked her where was she. She stated that she's back up at the hotel. She's telling the person at the front desk at the hotel that now she has a missing person report number. She stated, could they look at the cameras, and they still denied her, to see if her sister was missing. She asked the Rosemont police officer, if he can give her a copy of the police report. He stated to her, it'll take all day, he can't give her a copy. So she asked him, could she have the number to the missing person report. So upon his arrival, Lenore asked him, could you please look at the cameras, the security cameras, to see if they see Kenneka. Right. And he finally agreed he would. He went into the security office, from my understanding.
And this is the officer that we're talking about
yes,
right now?
the officer that made out the missing person report.
Okay.
Lenore stated to me that he went in there like 5 minutes, came back out, and stated that on the missing person report, that he searched front and back, and he did not see Kenneka entering or exiting the building.
So that means she wasn't there, according to them.
According to them, she wasn't there.
Okay. So who found Kenneka in the freezer?
It looks like NP beside that. I don't know. Then we get down to these questions and responses, which we've already done this once, but we're going to do it again. just because it's in the file. Do you currently have possession of your card? Yes. How did you find out about the fraud on your account?
Check this out. This is a statement coming from Miss Teresa folks on the fraudulent credit card. Let's get that clear. Everything with hell of a chick reading that is going back to the family member. This how they got the room. Don't it make sense now? Don't it make sense now? You book multiple rooms, but you got that one room that's a setup and have everybody meeting up to and do the girl. And have live videos in different rooms, right? So look, do this hit different. Miss Teresa act like she don't know who room it was, but she on the 911 call talking about, yeah, the room wasn't booked in her name and all this, and they interviewing her family members.
Online. Then we get down to these questions and responses, which we've already done this once, but we're going to do it again, just because it's in the file. Do you currently have possession of your card? Yes. How did you find out?
And the first question, do you got possession of your card? Yes. So how is it going to be a credit card fraud? That's why they exit the name out. Let's pay attention.
Out about the fraud on your account. Online review. What I take that to mean is that in reviewing my account online, that's when I saw these fraudulent charges on my account. All right. Next question. Have you previously done business with the merchant or person / used this service / system at any location or at any time? Use this ATM. This can include using your account or card number or writing a check. No.
I remember when King Rob had everybody with focus on the foot, like, that's an ATM. That's how they were getting paid by the ATM and all this. I was like, y'all remember that? Check this out.
Next question. 3. When and what date did you first discover the fraudulent transactions? 9/8/2017.
All right, check this out. This the cold part about it. So he said he found out this out on September the 8th. On September the 8th. Y'all remind y'all when they did the investigation, find out, oh yeah, it's a credit card fraud and all this old shit, right? When the news reported. So he said he got on the 8th, but look how many items he finna purchase after 8. The 9th, the 10th, 12th, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you gotta be like, damn, if this is a credit card fraud, why is all these purchases made on your card? After the girl death. Come on, man. Let's get those lights up, bro. Since we got that understood, watch this.
Number 4. When and where was your last authorized transaction? 9/7/2017. That's where it's even more strange.
They booked the hotel room on the 7th. 9/26 on the 7th.
Because on the 5th, there are charges all over Chicago. 4. Where was your last authorized?
Y'all get that? It's charges on your card in Chicago on the 5th.
Authorized transaction? 9/7/2017. That's where it's even more strange. Because on the 5th, there are charges all over Chicago.
Now, so you was in Chicago on the field. Guess what Chosen King said? Irene's birthday party was on the 6th. And Miss Teresa said, yeah, I got a pocket ticket in the car. This 136. Oh, no, I can't say that because she wasn't here on the 6th. See that? I'm through talking. I'm playing video now. I'm out, y'all.
4. Where was your last authorized transaction? Is this just a document that someone typed up? And yes, I'm dead ass serious. Is this just a bullshit document? You mean this bank or call center has a misspelling on their form like that? You have to wonder. You seriously have to wonder. This case has gotten so bizarre. When was your last authorized transaction? Apple iTunes. Number 7. Have you given anyone else permission to use your card or account number? No. So instead of writing in like they did up above, right after writing a check, in, this time they wrote no in all caps. It's just something to note, okay? Number 9. Because we don't have a number 8 on here. They just wanted to skip number 8. Are y'all not seeing what I'm saying? This is so bizarre. Alright. Number 9. Is there someone you suspect might have taken / stolen your card? No. Number 10. Have you received or responded to an email, text, phone call, or social media requesting account or card information? No.
That's a lie. That is a lie, bruh. That's why the police asking that. Hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is like Trey Gang sending his baby mama out to do a fraudulent credit card, and she get busted or some shit, and they come to me. When the last time, you know what I'm saying? Well, I last had it this time, and did anybody call you about what's the PIN number to your card or any information about your card? No. But the whole time, I told baby mama, look, go in there, buy this on my card, here go my card, and she probably ended up stealing or did some kind of fraud, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That go back to who? The white girl. And that's why you don't see the white girl with her nigga.
That sentence don't even make sense. 11. Have you filed a police report? NA. Now, why would there be an NA there, not applicable? You sit there and think about that. Why would there be an NA there? It don't make no good sense. What is really going on with this credit card fraud business? It's actually starting to piss me off. It's really insulting to one's intelligence. Then it says printed September the 11th, 2017 at 7.
It ain't pissing hell of a chick off. What really pissing hell of a chick off is like, man, these people got the paperwork out here. And once you do your research, it's easy work to find out what's really going on and what happened to Kenneka. That's the bizarre thing about the case. But He just mind signaling that just to show you how many people that don't do research. That's all I've been trying to tell everybody, bruh. Cause check this out. She didn't bring this up for no reason, and the police didn't put this in the paperwork for no reason. The whole thing about this credit card fraud, she finna link back every transaction that this person made. And once you figure out all the transactions and the location where this person made, all I'm saying is this.
And did they find her just by accident, or did they find her because they were looking at the videos?
Okay, well, when we was there, the police, Rosemont Police Department stated
they was there when the murder happened. That's why Chosen King told everybody, Miss Teresa on the murder video. This lady on the murder video, bruh.
(7:24 a.m.). So it's printed on 9/11/17 at 7:24 in the morning and reported on 9/8/17 at 5:50 p.m. And it says page 1 of 1. Next document. All right. Pretty sure we also went over this document as well. It says DGAS. So I guess that's...
So look, if you follow, everybody said in the cave, follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money. If Miss Teresa been throwing party, since her kids were babies in the hotel suites, now you see where she get it from.
Dollar, or I'm sorry, not dollar. DDA/SAV general account screen. And then that 577-098-4581 DDA. Then it says 092 TCF, which stands for totally... No, that doesn't. What does that stand for? Hold on. I don't know what it stands for, but I know that this man who exists in New Jersey didn't go to this bank from the Midwest to open up a checking account. I'm not buying it.
Guess who that man from New Jersey? Trey Gang got a live video when the family contact me. Ooh. How y'all gang? Show the love in the chat. If you was in my live and the family member joined my live and said they were from New Jersey and they wanted to get some things straight about the Kenneka Jenkins case, and I will send a link on my community wall. Boy, this finna get interesting. But that person was like, yeah, Trey Gang, let me clear some, my auntie, you know what I'm saying? And Trey Gang, you got a lot of things right, but you got a few things that we need to clear up. Like, clear it up then. Bro. Coming from New Jersey, this the family member. Since they were proving that family member contacted me, and I asked the family member, I said, is y'all related to Leonora? Irene? She was like, yes. And I'm like, have Eleanor ever been a hoe and sell pussy before? She said, yeah. Hi, y'all. So listen to this. Now you finna see why Miss Teresa lied on the news, and you finna see why she lying about. Cause guess what? It's finna link back to this white girl and this shit.
It's primarily located in Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, with additional locations in Colorado, Ohio, South Dakota, and Wisconsin.
What? Let me start this shit over.
It says 092 TCF, which stands for totally. No, that doesn't. What does that stand for? Hold on. I don't know what it stands for, but I know that this man who exists in New Jersey didn't go to this bank from the Midwest to open up a checking account. I'm not buying it. It's primarily located in Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, with additional locations in Colorado, Ohio, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. Conducts business across all 50 states.
Y'all heard those states? Colorado, Ohio. Y'all heard those certain states? Every state that hell of a chick named it. Think about the favorite YouTuber that we all follow from those states.
No. Didn't go to this bank from the Midwest to open up a checking account. I'm not buying it. It's primarily located in Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, with additional locations in Colorado, Ohio, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. Conducts business across all 50 states. I'm just not buying it. Not buying it. Regardless, there's an account at TCF Bank, National Bank. All right, it says V244 DGAS, which stands for.
So basically, he got a credit card that he could give to a bottom bitch, right? Book the room for me, do this for me, here go the card. Cause he got a totally another accounts going on. That's just trick money. This is like, just think about it like, you got a nigga out here, he got bands and shit, he carry cash. He might just have a cash out card, just give it to the bitch. Yeah, bitch, here go my cash out card. Here, I'ma load that junk up, you know what I'm saying, once a month. Do your thing. Bitch get about $4,500 a month, and look how they gonna spend. That's all that is. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at these transactions, that's why you got all these underage girls doing it. That's pimp shit, bruh. You got all these underage ass girls doing all this shit for these old ass niggas, bruh. And Miss Teresa told you, I've been down before. She was the first hoe with her grandmama, you know what I'm saying? Look. Look at the operation. Look how, man, we finna set Kenneka up. She could be snitching, and we need to sell her organs and all of this. And you talking with people with money. Look how they play with little minor change, bro.
DDA/SAV, General Account Screen, 9/19/2017. Then it says DDA/SAV, which I want to say is savings, General account screen. Branch number 241. Account type 152. Male, sole owner. Relationship, he's a sole owner. Open date 7/25/2014. TIN is redacted. Date of birth redacted. Home phone number redacted. Ledger balance $1,592.97. CID redacted. Available balance $1,033.34. This is APT1. Current balance $1,033.34. Current markup, my bad, $559.63 minus $559.63. Memo amount minus $523.02. And there's something redacted out the side of that. It could possibly be an address. It says available C/L, nothing there. C/L payoff, nothing there. Date of last deposit 9/18/2017. This document was printed on the 19th, so the last deposit was on 9/18 in the amount of $1,000. Average ledger balances. In the last 12 months, the average ledger balance on this account was $1,000.
Keep this in mind. This ain't coming from no deposit, coming from a job. Like you working at a Home Depot or a grocery store. Like, yeah, I get paid this is deposit. Man, these folks deposit. If you look how the way they deposit, look, I'm gonna put $1,000 on that. Boom, boom, boom. Motherfucker finna go spend that little $1,000, do what they little do. You know what I'm saying? When the money, when that person get through, boom, here go another little 500 here and another 1,000 here. You see what I'm saying? Hi, y'all.
$1,769. In July, the average ledger balance was $421. In August, the average ledger balance was $877. Relationship with the bank rating, 8. Then it says non-sufficient funds / UNC charged in the last 12 months, 9.
Gotta stop it right there though, gang. Cause I just want to put a bug in y'all ear before I forget. I remember when Miss Teresa said I'm at the O'Hare Airport in the beginning of the 911 call. This because why? She will be there with family members at the airport. Proven fact.
Restricted non-sufficient funds uncollected. There's nothing wrote there. Closed to posting. Nothing there. DDA customer retention contact. Nothing there. Special handling. Nothing wrote in that section. IVR message date. No date there. Alright. Then it has this. It has a little key above the top here. And then it has this little ledger. So on the ledger, they have highlighted 4 things. They've highlighted the Crown Plaza Chicago Rosemont charge in the amount of $250. They've highlighted the Doubletree, the second charge for the Crown Plaza, and then a provisional credit. So let's read through these. It says, and we'll go from top to bottom here.
when hell of a chick said she finna go talk about the Keith is a man, he said he last purchased on his car. You remember the day when he said when he last purchased, when he had possession of his own car. So if you had possession of your car on the 8th, but on the 5th, in the 6th, you already in Chicago, and on the 8th, you know what I'm saying, you getting all these charges on hotel fees and all of this, and you don't report the credit card missing. You know, you don't get no notification like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You get a notification back, man, you just spent $1,000. None of this, right? But the whole purpose of hell of a chick really basically exposing, look at the footprint. Because look at all the purchase on September the 14th, the 13th, the 12th, the 11th. And once you go back to the Rosemont when they first investigate, so that means somebody would be spinning the car in the middle of investigation. Because guess what the news said? They still looking for about 13 people that was at the party, right? But somebody's still spinning in the car. You see what I'm saying? If you got on the news and saying on September the 12th, we looking for suspect and we looking for somebody that booked the room on the fraudulent credit card, and you pointed out the female, not the nigga.
Initial date 9/9, process date 9/11. Then it says TC 1746. Withdrawal in the amount of $400, which brought the balance to $814.97. Next charge says Crown Plaza, Chicago. It should be Chicago O'Hare. 9/9, initial date, process date.
And these folks done spent over $5,000 in 1 week. These folks done down there spent about $5,000 in a week, bruh.
9/11, TC number 1795 for $250, which brought the balance to $564.97. It's got a reference number. All three of these yellow highlighted charges have a reference number, and they're all the same. And there's also some reference numbers on down. The Common Cup and the BP, they have the same reference number as well. Alright, next charge. There's no initial date on it, but the process date is 9/11. The TC number is 1794. And it says number 03407, Jewel, in the amount of $130.79. So the new balance is now $434.18. Next charge. Initial date 9/10, process date 9/12, Doubletree Hotel, O'Hare, for $388.24. Which brought the balance to $45.94, with reference number 0000-92058. Next charge. Initial charge on 9/10, processed on 9/12. TC number 1795. They all have the same TC number as well. All these yellow ones. Crown Plaza, Chicago O'Hare, for $71.34, which brought the balance to negative $25.40. Then on 9/13, they assessed an overdraft fee for $37. So that brought the account balance to negative $62.40. Then on the 14th, they issued this provisional credit. That's the red highlighted line, or pink. And the TC number is 1375, provisional credit, which brought the balance to, well, they issued the credit in the amount of $709.34, which is wrong, because if you add those two hotel charges in their entirety, it is $709.58. So that's a difference of 24 cents. And I know that it seems piddly, but when you're dealing with banks and you're dealing with figures, it's very important. Which then brought the balance down to $646.94. I did the math on that. No problems there. All right, then we got this overdraft, non-sufficient fund fee reversal. Then they issued this $37 credit, which brought the account back up to $683.94. They did that on the 14th. Also on the 14th, there was a charge for North Shore Food and Liquor for $15.37, which brought the account balance down to $668.57. Then the next transaction is on 9/15, TC number 1770, and it's an ATM withdrawal from an ATM located at 3002 North Sheffield Avenue, and it's in the amount of $23, which brought the account balance down to $645.57. So let's just take a look and see where this ATM is located. So when you put in that address, this is what pops up, and it is right here at this intersection of
Make a long story short, this finna show you where they was shopping at. This finna show you where some of them stay at. Right? Now, all of this saying, all this credit card stuff that you heard, all this type up with the misspelled spelling, he got his own company and he typed up his own credit card fraud up and gave it to the police, and they presented a credit card fraud. Cold game, ain't it, Jack? That's a cold game. That's why you got all these misspelling, and he tried to, what he did was like, look, I'm gonna print out a false report of this so everybody would think this would be factual, and they present it in the paperwork, and actually this don't even exist. You see, this don't even exist. That's crazy. All he did was trace back all his transactions, what he did, to cover his tracks up to make it look like it. Now, it wasn't me. It was them. The one that booked the room. But he got caught with the credit card fraud, and y'all got to know, check this out. When you find out who the Jenkins family is, once you find out look, if you look these names up, Ralph Jenkins, look, Cynthia Bell, look, if you go back, bruh, to her, you finna find look, this is what you finna find when you look up Summer Jenkins. She the trustee of Chicago. Bro, you'll be like, damn, the Jenkins family got power in the politician, in the Martin family is the gang member. So that means the Jenkins families and the politicians fighting against the gang members, and the Martin family is the gang members who they fighting against, but they all in cahoots to keep the violence going, and they throw protests, be like, stop the peace, and you know what I'm saying? Teresa in these goddamn organ harvesting programs and cancer programs and all of this. That lady might never have breast cancer. I don't know, man. Because if you've been planning this shit, you know what I'm saying, you were planning the breast cancer. Yeah, look at my titties leaking, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know what I'm talking about? And then when you go back to it, like, yeah, she can't be lying about that because she said that months before she died. Shit. That could be a cover up. Because if I was out here setting up people for kidneys and organs and all this, I'd play sick too, man. I got gout in my foot. They said they gotta amputate this. Shout out to the company in the foot gouging community, you know what I'm saying, that donated to help us, you know what I'm saying, to make a better play. And the whole time I'm robbing people out the foot. Yeah. Don't get me started, cause goddamn it, if I was in this kind of game, man, I'd look at me like, damn, quick, man, your chin big as hell. You ain't never get that checked out. Why you always talking about my chin trick? And I'm just saying, I'm just being concerned. I done would have talked to Dr. Deppy, like, quick got a big ass chin over there, and he finna tell me, yeah, we need that chin. So shit, guess what I'm finna do? Yeah, quick, what's up, boo? You know what I'm talking about? Man, look, I'm sitting up here trying to seduce Quick. Like, yeah, boo, you know, you said you want some of the wood, did you? Yeah. You want the move, baby? Yeah, I want the move. All right, now, you know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, the doctor's busting in the door. Not SWAT team, but the goddamn scientist. Boom! They gonna come in and attain her like she a wild grizzly bear. Shoot her with dart. Bink! Look, they done hit her with the dart, like boom, like, oh shit, I'm getting numb. Save me. Trey Gang, save me. I'm fake fighting them off and shit. Get back. They got me, boo. I'm gonna make it look like Hollywood. They got me, look. Still be passing out. I'm be playing like I'm passing out alongside with save yourself, bitch. It's over with for me, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm gone like a ghost at night. I'm gone. Never seen me again, you know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying, gang, I'm finna get on up out this junk. Cause when I go live tomorrow, cause look, we got to go back to the images report. She finna, all this finna, this is the same tea what she telling everybody.
$59.58. Where is that coming from?
See that?
You see where I'm going with this? It ain't adding up. Then over here, you got your amount of credit, $709.34. That's just the two hotels added together. It's $709.58. Which is short 20.
Y'all, so look, I'm gonna go back to Hell of a Chick. I tell y'all what, I'm gonna go live tomorrow in the morning, and I'm gonna just play Hell of a Chick video. And all the videos I'm gonna play of Hell of a Chick is all about room 926 involving this girl at once. That's the whole purpose of this live video, is this. It's linking back to her and the dude. That's why Miss Teresa don't want nobody to look at this like this here. Boom. Oh, Monifa, since you was scared and left her at the elevators and almost got us busted, you left her at the elevators. You set her up. none of this would have never heard from if Monifa were part of the setup. You know what I'm saying? But got scared and left her at the elevator, bruh. That's what it was all about. That's why they blamed it on Monifa, bruh. Everybody else cool with it. Everybody else cool with it. Monifa was cool with it. You gotta look at it. Man, this your first lick. This your first lick. That's why they don't fuck with Monifa after that, bruh. Now, we can't even trust you. This is like you said you want to be gang, join that gang, and this thing, you know, we like, yeah, let's do a hit. And we jumping in the car and going into the other neighborhood. You talking about let me out. Let you out? Man, we can't let you out because you done got scared. You finna go tell somebody. You a snitch. I got to kill you now. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't finna get out. I let you out live in the name of Jesus. Yeah, just for that, I'm gonna hit you about 8-9 times with a Draco. Bloop, bloop, bloop. You know what I'm talking about? And let the detective figure that one out like, damn, what the fuck? This shit was personal. Whoever did this, that shit was personal. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But Trick ain't look, y'all, man. Y'all be cool and y'all be safe, man. I be out and we'll start this shit all over again tomorrow morning.
4 cents. All right. Keep watching. So that takes us to the next document in the file, which is this call center case number 5269207, which I'm pretty sure we've already went over, which they have a lot of duplicate documents in here. I think we went over this in video 6 or 7, but now it means something more because this is even off. The amount here lists $338.24. Well, the amount was $388.24. Then they made the little notation out here.
So all that was his mistake. All this was on the family mistakes, bruh. He printed all of this up and presented to the police, and the police presented to the public. It looked legit. It looked like a legitimate paperwork. So you look at the small details on it, be like, wait a minute, the numbers don't add up, and banks don't make mistakes when it comes to shouting people on their money, bro. You know what I'm saying? How y'all